Hey guys, it's E here from Virginia Grace Living. So I'm out here in the barn. This is kind of my grow room slash brooder room. So I usually start my seedlings in here in the spring. But we do our meat chickens in here. So we have our last batch of meat chickens in the brooder right now. There's about 28 in there total. We ordered 25, but they sent us 28. But they're doing really good. They're really healthy. These are from Pastured Poultry. We have come to really like ordering from them. We've ordered from a few different hatcheries, but as far as price, service, and the liveliness of the chicks, we've really come to like these guys. So we really trust them with our birds, and I'll put a link in the description to that hatchery. I'm not affiliated in any way with them. I just think they do really good work. So this chicken is about 4 days old probably now. It shipped out this Monday and it's Saturday now, so I guess about 5-6 days, somewhere in there. It's less than a week old, but these things grow super fast. So I wanted to talk to you guys in this video kind of about the life cycle and what it takes to grow out yourself some meat chickens. All right, it's actually very easy, right, Noah? So I'm gonna put this guy back and get their light back on. So for these guys, we feed Sunrise Farms. This is a local mill here in Virginia, but they distribute throughout Virginia and North Carolina. So I feed this chick starter the entire time. I don't switch them over to a broiler or anything. It's 22% protein, so I experience a really fast grow out rate. The reason I do Cornish cross instead of maybe like a Freedom Ranger or some of the other breeds, I have tried those, and for me it seems like the feed conversion and everything else, the best bang for your buck, and to get a nice chicken, I go with the Cornish cross. I know that they're not something I can grow at home. I have to order the chicks in, so that's one I guess you could say drawback of that breed, is if you can't necessarily breed them yourself. Because they're a hybrid chicken. Their genetics have been bred for years and years and held secret basically at a couple hatcheries that distribute. But we enjoy their meat, and they're very easy to raise. So I'll go ahead and show you kind of my setup. It's very simple. It's a simple little chicken tractor with an open bottom. Rosie's getting upset. So it's a simple chicken tractor with an open bottom, kind of similar to a Joel Salatin style. If you haven't heard of Joel Salatin, you should definitely look him up if you're interested in raising pastured poultry. He's kind of the king of that. So, but anyhow, I'll go over here and kind of show you our little setup. It's a simple chicken tractor here. I built this probably less than $100. The most expensive part is going to be your hardware cloth right here. So the hardware cloth, I highly recommend using that versus chicken wire, because it's much stronger and predators and stuff can't get in there and rip this through. They can easily rip through hardware cloth. Chicken wire. Also, the chicks can stick their head out and something can get them. They can't really do that with this. So let's take a look at this tractor real quick. So it has a hinged lid basically that I've made with it, and like I said, it's open on the bottom so that they can roam around. I move them to new grass every day. Right now I'm going across some of my old garden plots so that they can kind of scratch up that ground and poop and leave me some nice fertilizer in the ground. You can see where they've been, but every day I give them a new patch of grass, so they're pastured. They eat the grass, they eat the bugs. It's good for them, and it's good for the garden as well. So these guys here are about 4 weeks old, I think now. So they got another 4 weeks until butcher time. Good morning, Rosie. So let's grab one of these real quick. So this is about a 3.5-4 week old chicken. This one is a hen, I believe. We get straight run, so we get a mixture of roosters and hens. The roosters do typically grow larger. Hey, here's a rooster right here. And these guys are just eating machines. They're basically pigs with feathers. This guy's crop is super full already. I just fed them. And they don't get a lot of feathers on their belly, so they're kind of ugly. But the thing is about these chickens, they're white feathers, and they don't feather out as much as other chickens, so they're much easier to pluck. So this is one of the roosters right here. You can see he's got a bigger comb. He's actually a little bigger already. He probably weighs about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds right now. So anyhow, so these guys are, like I said, about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds right now. They will double their weight and size at least, if not triple their weight and size here in the next the next 4 weeks. These guys are going to be butchered on October 19th. And that's when I'm going to be doing the workshop. So make sure you stay tuned for that, because I am going to try and record some of the workshop footage and going through how I'm teaching other homesteaders to come and learn how to raise their own pastured poultry from start to finish. It's very simple, really. I feed them twice a day in that trough, and that trough is made out of some PVC gutter material. I think I may have paid $6 total to build that. So homesteading and doing small scale farming, you really need to learn how to reduce your costs in many ways. So you got to be creative. So let's take a look at the rest of this chicken tractor, and I'll kind of talk about some of the details, and then we'll talk about a little bit more of the life cycle and raising Cornish cross chickens. Just another look at this tractor. It's seen better days, but it's still working. I have a tarp from Harbor Freight on here, and we've also got some old feed bags stapled to the top, just something to keep the rain off of them and to give them some shade so they can get sunlight around this part, and the back half is covered. It did look a lot better when I first built it, but you don't have to have a pretty setup to raise your own food. So I'll show you my ugly setup here, but you guys can definitely build one of these yourself. It's really not that hard. One of the best things is getting them out of the brooder. So once you start raising them, you'll learn quickly that it's you can't wait to get them out on grass, because these guys eat and poop. They eat a lot and they poop a lot, which is great if you're putting them on pasture, but if you have them in a brooder setup, it gets dirty and stinky pretty quick. So I put these guys out depending on the weather, and when they're fully feathered out, at about 2 weeks and about 3 tops, depending on how cold it is outside and how many feathers they've developed. So once they're about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks old, they're going to go out on that pasture. They're going to start eating and have more room to roam around and scratch and express their natural chicken traits. Once they are in that 8-week window and we're going to start thinking about butchering them, the night before I go ahead and remove their food and give them at least a 12 to 24 hour period without feed. They keep water in there, that way they can poop and kind of be a little bit cleaner whenever we go to process them. So we don't have a chicken plucker still. Eventually we need to get one. We've done these, we've probably already raised 200 or 300 birds without one, but we do scald them before we pluck, and then we scald them at about 140 to 150 degrees for 45 seconds. Once those feathers start coming off, we will go ahead and start plucking, and once we get a nice plucked carcass, we'll go ahead and cut those feet off and start eviscerating. So I have a video that goes through more details on that if you're interested. I just wanted to do a short video today to kind of talk to you about how easy it actually is to raise your own meat. So if you have a yard and you're allowed to have chickens, you can raise meat chickens. They're a lot quieter than egg layers, so even if you're in a neighborhood, don't follow my advice and get in trouble. I used to do this in a neighborhood I wasn't supposed to, but no one really ever said anything. So doing homesteading and raising your own food, you kind of have to be willing to be a little bit of a rebel, I think. So just do what you got to do. But that's really all I had for you guys. I just kind of wanted to talk to you about how easy it is to do, how short of a time it requires, and I really want to encourage you to try it out if it's something you've been thinking about. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment below. I will answer it as fast as I can. And yeah, I look forward to meeting some of you at the chicken workshop, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching, and God bless.